So today we're going to look at setting up an account to use the wonderful lynda.com resource available free to Queensland users through the State Library. So on your screen in front of you, you'll see a Firefox page. Now, on my page here, I have the library logins saved as bookmarks, and when I click on those, I've got the Firefox program remembering my username and password, and it allows me to not worry about having to type in usernames and passwords. It remembers it all, which is great. First bit of advice before we go through the process, two things. If you've already got a library account, then you can use that. I'm going to go through the process of setting it up, assuming you don't have a Queensland Library account, an online account. Anyone of any age can use this. There are some age issues if you need to borrow physical resources from the Queensland State Library. We don't need to worry about that. We're only looking at the e-resources. The first advice I'm going to suggest is that you use your the same username and password for the library as the lynda.com. So we're setting up a library account and a lynda.com account, and they mesh together. So you actually have to log in twice, once through the State Library online, once through lynda.com through the State Library. So it gets a little bit confusing, but if you follow my suggestion, it makes it really easy. So I'm going to use Gacworth, Gacworth. That's my username for the library as well as for lynda.com. Let's get in and I'll show you how to set it up. All right. So first of all, I'm going to search for the State Library. So State, of course, there you go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, State Library Queensland. It's one of my searches there to demonstrate. And up it comes. Straight into State Library. Now, finding the e-resources is quite tricky. There is a couple of links in here, but everything is available up the top. So if you click on resources, or sorry, just hover your mouse over resources, you don't click yet, and continue to hover downwards. If you move off this, it disappears. So if you sort of go out that way, it disappears. So stay on resources, come down, and go across to e-resources, electronic resources. Click on that one. So that's a left click. And let's get it happening. There you go. No worries at all. And we've got a lynda.com resource up here. You can also click down here. And there is a membership page. But let's go straight to lynda.com. And it says you need to be a State Library member first. Okay. So let's do that part. Even though I'm not going to go through the whole process because I'm already a member. But I'll show you what it looks like so you can see that. So how to join is the next section, and join online. So you can see there's several steps to go through that, so you can rewind this video to find that. There we go. Now we've got a form to fill in. We've got a username, and as I said to you, I put in Gacworth. Put in a password. Make that password, it has to be 8 characters, maximum 20. Note, you can change this later, but we want this one to be the same as our lynda.com login, so make it something you can remember. You don't have to worry about that. If you are 16, great. If not, leave it blank. It doesn't make any difference. It's only for on-site computing, okay, and borrowing services. It doesn't affect us. First name, last name, and I live in Queensland. Residential address. Now, as I suggested, if you are a BSDE student, you could use the school address for Cavendish Road, Cooperoo, 4151 as your residential address, okay, because you are a student here at our school. So you can fill that in. Don't worry about phone numbers or mobiles, maybe your home number. You could once again use my number or the school number here if you need to. Click that you're not a robot, and sometimes it'll just go straight on like it's going to go now. Otherwise it'll come up with a picture saying, you know, match the letterboxes or whatever else. Follow that through, hit submit, and all good to go. Now you don't need to use a EQ email address. You are welcome to use another one because it's outside anyhow, but totally up to you. You can use your EQ or you can use another one. Right, once you've got that set up, next time what happens is you come back into the State Library again, you click on resources, go down to e-resources, click on lynda.com, and you'll go to the lynda.com library login. So now you're a member of the library, you're going to have to go to the lynda.com library logon, and it'll come up looking like this. Now it's a pretty boring looking login. This is, first of all, we're going to log in to the state library. So this is stage 1 of the login. And then we're going to, alright, so we've already done this. So we can type in our GACW, and I do mine and it automatically fills in my password. So I'm going to log in there and look where it takes me next. Aha. Now, because I've got my username and password the same, it looks the same. If it's not, if you haven't already done this, you need to create a new profile. So once again, click on create a profile. Name, email address, the same email address, the same username, the same password, and you can click on those if you want, and then you hit login. Okay, and it's a library lynda.com login, and that's where it gets a bit confusing. So once you've done that, you're good to go. Okay, so once you've done that, you're good to go. Then you would go back once again you'd come back to your library login. Let me go right back to the beginning. So you're in the state library, you click on e-resources, click on lynda.com, go into the state library login down the bottom here, and mine's actually, because I've already logged in that first screen, it's now taken me straight here, and I say remember my username. Now, at this point, what I did was, because I'm using Firefox, I bookmarked this page, say page 2, no, I bookmarked it by hitting the star symbol here, alright, and you can, where did I put it? I have to remember that now. So yeah, it's a bookmark, and I created it, and it ended up over here, which is great. Okay, if not, it'll be down here. I'll have to remember how I did that one. Let's see if I did that. No. Okay, doesn't matter. That's the easy way to have that. And when I log in, have a look at this. The magic of lynda.com is going to appear. All the world of all of these great resources is going to appear here for you now. Okay, becoming a project coordinator, becoming an SEO expert. You can see I like my digital stuff. So I'm looking at SQL training, Microsoft Dynamics, building professional networks. There is a whole heap, but let's go to the library, and you can see we've got programs galore. Okay, you might be going, oh, okay, Mr. Ackworth, not really. Let's look at cameras and gear, or character animation. Maybe you're into that. Okay, maybe you find charts and graphs exciting. Data analysis, drawing, design, digital painting. E-books, creating e-books. Mr. Paulson will be talking about that one. Emailing, if you get, film scoring, filmmaking. Let's have a look at filmmaking. Oh, look, there are 60 courses on filmmaking. Let's have a look. Okay, filmmaking tutorials. And some of these, you can see they are 7 hours long, 2 hours long. Okay, and you'll be thinking, well, I don't want to sit there for 7 hours, Mr. Ackworth. Well, if you click on the 7-hour course.
Hi there, my name is Robbie Carmen.
And I'm Rich Harrington.
And welcome to DSLR Video Tips, Cameras and Lenses.
All right, they get really, really into it. You can add that course to your library, but there is an absolute breakdown. That's the preview I clicked on. Whoops, sorry, get out of that one again.
Hi.
And you can get in there, and a lot of the videos are very short videos. Okay, but video production, there's fantastic stuff here. There are beginner courses, intermediate, advanced. Okay, and back on the lynda.com front page, often they have special events where they took foundations of photography, InDesign, JavaScript. So we've got programming galore. Okay, yeah, it's great. Okay, so popular learning parts. Let's hit see all. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so become an asset artist for games. There you go. You want to become a games. There's fantastic things in here. Business categories, the whole lot. Okay, all right. Well, that's me. That's my account, and yeah, I'm pretty boring. But let's see if you get in there and have a look with lynda.com. Okay, enjoy that, and let's see how you go in the future. Bye, guys.